Happy New Year, everyone! I know I disappeared for a bit, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm back now with the holiday one-off from the Goblin Mines campaign. Why is it called the Goblin Mines? Let's get started. In the dead of night, our party is sleeping at the Emperor's Inn. Torak, sound asleep, begins to dream of a concert. On stage is a half-elf bard strumming beautifully on her harp. The crowd is listening with eyes closed, clearly enthralled by the music. But not Torak. This is his dream. Suddenly, a band of gothic elves join her on the stage, singing screamo music as fireworks erupt from all ends of the stage. Some of the sparks alight on the backup singers, and soon their screamo turns into screams of agony. The crowd cheers on, and the half-elf just keeps playing, clearly confused and unsure of what to do. Then, suddenly, they're both pulled from the mayhem and find themselves in a snowy field. A lowly elf pops his head out from behind a nearby pine. He beckons the two to follow, and they're led to a Christmas village. In the center is a massive workshop where they meet jolly old Father Christmas, because Christmas exists in this world. In the center of the workshop stands a red and white pole. Father Christmas explains that a magical orb is meant to be atop it, but it has somehow gone missing and now his reality is collapsing. This is emphasized by a brief earthquake. Father Christmas looks towards Torak and explains that only he can help because only a dreamwalker can navigate the nether. Torak doesn't think too much on what that means and heads out immediately, spotting some tracks heading off towards the woods. As he and the half-elf depart, Father Christmas advises that he summon his other team members to help. The tiefling crosses his eyes and concentrates really hard. With a small puff of smoke, Alzahar and Red appear in a daze. After a brief explanation of what's happening, the group learns that the paladin is an avid believer in Father Christmas and more than happily agrees to assist in this adventure. So, they head off to the clearing where they encounter 3 possessed elk. Alzahar doesn't even think twice before attempting to obliterate them, and Torak holds back, not sure if they're supposed to kill them or not. After a few rounds of combat, they realize they still have some control over this dream and manage to summon cages around the creatures, trapping them for Alzahar to murder. In an attempt to save the elk, Torak turns the paladin's sword into confetti, but it's already too late. After the paladin kills the first creature, it disappears into thin air and appears to be freed of whatever dark energy corrupted it in the first place. So, following suit, Torak torches the other one. Continuing onwards, they find that the footsteps stop in the middle of a field. Torak quickly imagines the door to open up and lead to wherever the culprit went. When they step inside, they find themselves in a rotten, decrepit version of the other reality. Have you ever seen Stranger Things? You know what the Upside Down is? Yeah, this was the Upside Down. Anywho, we get attacked by 4 giant snakes before wandering into a corrupted version of the Winter Village, only to be led away by a small shadowy elf creature. Inside what is supposed to be a workshop, the group spots a similar pole to the one Father Christmas has, but this one is black and has a spiked orb atop it. In the back, on a shelf, is the glowing orb of light that the group immediately assumed was the one we're looking for. However, it was being guarded by a tall, gangly, clawed version of Father Christmas. The creature tilts its head and smiles wickedly at the group. Alzahar attempts to sneak past it to steal the orb, as Torak distracts the creature. Yo, so, how's it going?
Welcome to my workshop. I do hope you'll stay a while. We so rarely get visitors.
I'd prefer not to. So, did you steal the orb thingy? We heard you stole it, and, we're wondering why. The evil Krampus squints malevolently at Torak.
I took it so that he couldn't have it. And I'm sorry to say that I cannot allow you to leave with my prize.
Alzahar is stopped at the door by a swarm of dark, angry elves. Quickly, Torak tries to form a door in the center of the room that would lead to the other reality, but as Alzahar sprints for it, he finds himself dragged back by dozens of tiny little hands. Red then grabs the orb and passes it off to Torak. As this happens, Krampus grabs the spiked orb and reality begins to collapse. The walls begin to melt, and the group is now standing in an empty space. Torak then uses the orb to summon a dragon to knock Krampus away, and using the power of the good orb, tries to get a hold of the evil one. This works for a few seconds, but the Krampus's will is too great, ultimately summoning it back to himself. He begins stomping towards Torak when suddenly Red's axe comes up out of nowhere and whacks the guy in the face. He falls over and gasps, then growls at the group.
You guys aren't any fun anymore.
And with a big wave of his arms, the group is blasted backwards towards the other reality where Father Christmas receives the orb. Alzahar gushes over finally meeting Father Christmas, thanking him for all the gifts he received as an orphan. You know, we could get rewards for this. Maybe take me off the naughty forget it. I'm just gonna hop right back on that thing anyways.